Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Again, I'm Adrien Chauvet, and welcome back to go through the first chapter of the book, From Science to Faith. So the first steps in my spiritual quest. So as a scientist, I wanted to see proofs, scientific proof of God, I admit. And maybe not so much a proof that God exists, but at least a sufficient reason that could convince me that I should continue in that path. So this question prompted me to look for proofs and justifications and undertake a quest for truth. I embarked on this journey more than a decade ago when I wrote the book, so now it's maybe more than 20 years ago, by questioning my own conceptions and cultural practices and evaluating new ones. So in that chapter 1, I enumerate some of the intellectual positions that allowed me to step beyond my comfort zone and progress in this journey. So the first point, looking beyond materiality. As I was raised in an ultra-capitalist society, by ultra-capitalist, I mean I had a lot of toys, Legos, computer games. I was naturally tempted to value what brings me the most benefit in life, whether materially or psychologically. However, all the material benefits derived from people, practices, or ideologies ended up disappointing. Why? Because with the passage of time, you realize that your liking change even. Like if you wear clothes, you like them initially, but then they become yellow. Like what God says when this world is like a grass field. Water comes, water the ground, plant grows, it becomes lush, green, and then at the end it flowers, it's beautiful, but then it fades away and it becomes yellow and then dry, and then the wind just takes it away. So that's how it is. Initially, it looks promising, appealing, you can enjoy it, but soon it becomes yellow and it disappears in dust. So that was I realized with objects around me, but also with people. The people I still kept really good and strong connections are those with whom I have a spiritual, religious connection. Most others are acquaintance, colleagues. They can be friends, but it's not as strong. It doesn't have that strength. Why? Because with religion, you hope for something beyond the material, beyond this world. Like when I die, I want to be with these people again. So it's true for both objects and people around me. So by seeking only material pleasures, I condemn myself to continually being dissatisfied. Like as a kid, I really liked Legos. You wish for these Legos for like Christmas gifts. I want that Lego, and you get it. You play with it. One day, 2 days, you build it up. You start. You still enjoying it. After a few weeks, it becomes yellow. You want another toy, and you go from one wish to another one, and again, and that is not sustainable. Just to realize that it is not sustainable. So by seeking only material pleasures, you condemn yourself to be dissatisfied. Consequently, my own quest could not confine itself to a mere search for materiality, but rather it could focus on something beyond, something different, maybe psychological well-being. So for example, an athlete who competes in a championship wants to see his efforts validated by a medal. The medal, if it's really the medal you want, you can buy it in a store. You don't have to go through the pain of the trainings and risk losing the whole championship. So what you want is not the medal, is not the material thing. It's the feeling that comes with, that you can achieve something, that you're good at something, that people maybe value what you do, value your expertise. That's what you're looking for. So to achieve this sense of satisfaction, the athlete is ready to go through considerable sacrifices, both like dietary restrictions, intensive training, high-level competitions. So we agree that if you want to achieve that higher psychological satisfaction, you have to give up some of the materiality. So the next step is to choose what psychological pleasures you would benefit most from. For example, you can derive pleasure from eating candy, but then you'll have to go to the dentist and you'll have diabetes. So I'm looking for something else, for something that is everlasting. And I realized that if you're looking for an everlasting pleasure, it cannot be material, it cannot be from people only. It has to be beyond that materiality, like truth. Truth, to know that you're doing the right thing, that you're on the right path, is lasting, long-lasting. So assuming that truth is constant and absolute, like I believe, you have to assume that truth, there's an absolute truth that exists. It becomes a source of security and permanent satisfaction. To do, again, the right thing is satisfying. It soothes and gives confidence. As a scientist, I have this feeling of satisfaction, for example, when I find the solution to a math problem after many attempts, when I finally understand an abstract notion of physics, for example. The idea I have in mind is I used to study in Strasbourg University with my friends. We were studying quantum mechanics, I remember, and some of the homeworks were hard. I found them hard. But it's hard. They give you some tools. You have to use the tools to make sense of the question and then to try to answer the question. And after a few hours of pain, literally, intellectual pain, you reach the solution. You enjoy it. It's like a sweetness. It is a sweetness. It gives pleasure. So that's the satisfaction I was looking for, but not from something material or physical law, but from something maybe more spiritual, for example. So the feeling of satisfaction, therefore, follows after exerting an effort, whether it's physical effort or intellectual effort. I then assume that the noblest and most lasting satisfaction lies in this quest for truth. And like a high-level athlete, I must dare to put aside some of the immediate material pleasures for the purpose of striving for higher objectives, something longer lasting, to make an effort and invest in a potentially better future. Like the hope of a better future is the driving force.